What's going on, guys? I'm joined by John Michael Vincent. John is a radio personality for 107.5, The Fan in Indianapolis, and this is his first time winning the award. So congratulations, John, on that, and thank you for joining me on this interview.
Hey, you know what? All it's taken is a pandemic, right? All
Right.
it's taken is for sports to stop, and then I can win Sportscaster of the Year, man. So that's all it's taken.
That's awesome. Well, that's true. I mean, essentially, it's true, but I'm sure
Yeah.
you were deserving well before that. But John, what was your career path like on your way to where you are now? Did you always know that you wanted to be on radio? Always wanted to be in the sports media industry?
Well, I wanted to do music. I mean, when I first got out into it, and really going back to even before high school, I mean, I had the jam boxes together and playing different cassette tapes or whatever, and putting together mixtapes, playing stuff off the radio, recording off the radio, stuff like that. So I wanted to be a DJ, and in fact, I did. I started when I first got out of Indiana State. I started at an FM that was a CHR over around Columbus, Indiana, and then ultimately worked my way over to Bloomington to B97. But yeah, I thought basically for the entirety of me going through Indiana State University, I thought that I was ultimately going to be a DJ. And then in the year 2000, things kind of changed a little bit to get me to where I am now.
Awesome. Interesting path. So initially, you didn't know that you wanted to be in sports. It was music initially. So how did you end up falling into sports?
Well, I got a job. I knew I always listened to sports talk, but like I said, I came from rural Southern Indiana, and I was in Bloomington, and there wasn't a lot of sports talk to listen to. It was just basically me doing radio DJing. But I always liked listening when I got a chance to hear it, to like the Jim Rome show, some of these national shows that you heard, and I saw an opening. Because I was between gigs in radio. I was actually doing mortgages, and I can't add, which is a huge problem. So I was doing mortgage loans at the time, and I got offered a gig to produce. And this is back in 2000 when radio, you had to have a live person in there. All right. I mean, you had to babysit the board. You had to run the spots. Spots were on carts. And I got offered the opportunity to do that and then updates for a radio station, the iHeart affiliate radio station here in Indianapolis, which is WNDE. And I started doing that. I did that for a couple of months, and it just so happened at the time it was Tim Bragg and Bill Benner did the afternoon sports talk show. That was at the time the star columnist and a sports talk guy, and the star columnist left for I think the Horizon League at the time. And it might have been I can't remember what Bill Benner took at the time. It ultimately led to the Horizon League and the Pacers. But Tim Bragg did some local TV on the ABC affiliate. And so Mark Patrick, who is a noted from the late 80s through the 90s to the early 2000s, he did everything in this market. I mean, he was the sports director, the most popular sports director in sports on TV at the CBS affiliate at the time, Wish TV Channel 8. He was the host of the Hoosier Lottery Show, which was a weekly show that just got tremendous ratings. So he was a game show host as well. And he was also on the Bob and Tom Show, which he was a part of the national syndication that began with the Bob and Tom Show. And he had a great deal of clout in this market. I mean, he did. I mean, everybody went to him and thought he was the man because he was the man. So I started to produce for his show. Thus, he gave me my name, JMV, or John Michael Vincent, because I was supposedly the son of the illegitimate son of the former actor Jan Michael Vincent, if you remember from acting in Airwolf fame. Right. But that's kind of how all that began in the year 2000. I started working for him and running the board and producing for him, and it kind of parlayed into this today.
Awesome. And what would you consider to be the highlight of your career thus far?
Doing this. I mean, in general, it's just doing this. And here's why. Because I went to a high school that my graduating class was 89 or 90 kids, right? In our radio television class was a journalism class. I mean, all I saw was radio or what was on TV or on MTV or Friday night videos at the time, because I mean, hell, we didn't even have cable back then. But I always wanted to be an indie. I mean, I always wanted to do something here. And I never wanted to go anyplace else. And I'm not suggesting I have the talent to even go anyplace else, because I'm sure my stick would last about 5 minutes anywhere else and they'd run me out of town. But I always wanted to be here because, I've grown up a Hoosier, born and raised, and I always wanted to come to Indianapolis because Indianapolis is like a big deal to me. I mean, television wise and radio wise, it was always a big deal. And I always wanted to be here. So I think I'm ultimately living that dream or that goal right now, being a part of MS and doing the afternoon show on the Fan. I mean, I'm kind of and then doing other things too, because I'm actually doing a music show that's live on Saturday night. That's all requests too. So I'm actually getting the best of both worlds and kind of living out that dream right now.
Awesome stuff. And what, has been your favorite part of your job since you started? It could be right now, it could be something tangible, intangible.
Easy. It's meeting people. I want to have as many friends as possible. I mean, I have countless friends. I love the fact I get to go out. The favorite part of what I do is going out and doing live shows at bars or casinos or restaurants or wherever, and just like hanging with people, have people actually, take time out of their busy schedule to come down and hang. And the people that I meet, the friendships that develop. Right. I mean, essentially for me, I'm exactly the same as I always have been. And that is what I've always wanted to be. I mean, what you see now is basically what you're going to see. I mean, I'm a t-shirt and, basketball shorts guy. I play pickup basketball all the time. I'm 51 years old. I do like 3 things in my life that aren't kids related. Right. And it's what I enjoy doing. So I'm the same, I think, on the air, certainly as I am off the air. And I've really always valued that. I've valued that relatability to those that are listening, and then kind of, transform that into so many long-lasting relationships and friendships, really countless. And I think that's the best part, just kind of going out and hanging with people that may not know you other than the radio. And I think that makes it really special.
That's awesome. And what is my last question for you, John? What is the best piece of advice you can give someone who's thinking about pursuing a career in this industry?
Do whatever is asked of you. I mean, do whatever. If it's an overnight shift, do it. If it's at a different radio station, going out on a promotion, do it, especially when you're young, because I got started a little bit later. I mean, I was working at a tire shop in my mid-20s when a lot of these dudes come out of college are getting these opportunities, internships. I didn't do an internship. I wish I would have done an internship. It would maybe expedite the process a little bit quicker, but it's the value of being counted on in anything, making the right decisions in anything, but always being there. It's kind of like sports in general that we all cover, right? I mean, the best trait that you have is your availability. That's what they say, the best ability technology moving forward as, I mean, you have to have that ability to be available. And to me, anything and everything, trying new things, you never know what you might fall into and really thoroughly enjoy. And if there's one thing I think as far as advice I would give, it would certainly be that.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you for that, John. Those are all the questions I have. If you want to shout anyone out or leave us with any closing remarks, you could go ahead and do that.
Well, I just love the city of Indy. I love the state of Indiana, the city of Indy. There's one person I do. Certainly I mentioned Mark Patrick a little bit earlier for helping me out. There have been so many people that have helped me out, so many friends, longtime friends. But the guy that normally wins this award is Don Fisher, longtime voice of the Hoosiers. He wins this award every year, and there's a reason why. Is because he's the absolute best at it year after year. He's legendary. He's who I grew up listening to with IU basketball and who I still listen to when everybody else is watching it on TV or whatever. I listen to the radio because of how I feel of Don Fisher and about Don Fisher. And it's folks like that I've grown up listening to and then got to meet, developed relationships and friendships with, that it makes it so special. And of course, Emma's, I've been there for 10 plus years now, and there's not a better place to work anywhere, especially in the state of Indiana, then MS Worldwide with Jeff Smolian and the gang downtown here on the Circle. I mean, it's a great time. It's a great opportunity, and one that every day I'm thankful that I had the opportunity with Charlie Morgan and Bob Richards 10 years ago coming to get me and bringing me downtown to MS Worldwide. I mean, because without those names, probably not even doing this right now. I mean, certainly not accepting an award for Indiana Sportscaster of the Year, which is incredibly weird to even think about. But those are just some names, some really meaningful names to me that have helped me to have this conversation with you right now.
That's awesome. Well, appreciate that, John. Thank you for taking the time of coming on, and congratulations again.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day.